Josh, great to see you. First of all, let's talk about what's going on right now. The football world seems to be really, really good. You and your teammates off to a really nice start there in New England.
Yeah, it's been going well. Appreciate you guys having me on the show this week. But yeah, it's been going well. We're taking things at a week at a time up here in Boston. Obviously, we came off a great team win down in New Orleans, and we got another big matchup coming up this week. We got to go to Tennessee and play the Titans. Definitely some old history between a couple people up here in New England, and we're just excited for another opportunity to go out to compete and keep this thing rolling in the right direction.
Absolutely. As a player like you that has been in the fire, so to speak, in the SEC and in the NFL, how impressed are you with what Drake May has been able to do over the first few weeks of this season and over the course of his very young career?
Yeah, it's been definitely very impressive. I think it's been great to see the progression that he's had from OTAs to mini camp through camp, improving and to now playing really good football as we're going to fall and we're really coming into the crunch time of the season. So we as a team, we're definitely growing together. We're starting to hit our stride. We're just trying to improve each and every week. And that's why I've enjoyed about going to work here every single day and every single week. It's just guys hungry to go out, play, improve, be the best versions of themselves, both on and off the field. And I think that's showing in the outcome and results that we're getting on Sunday. And now the key is to never get complacent, keep working and keep that same intensity so we can keep going out playing good football each and every Sunday.
One of the big things about you and your background is just how much you have going for you outside of football, and I know Tennessee gave you a lot of that as well. Just being and I know I probably don't want to brag about yourself, but I'll brag about you. Just being as smart as you are and having so much of a future outside of this game. How important is it to you to kind of keep everything in balance, to be able to keep football in balance, and to be able to keep all of your interest outside of the gridiron in balance as well?
Yeah, I think I appreciate you bragging on me. I'll never turn down a compliment for sure. I think for me, it's just always just do what you love.
Yeah.
I played football since I was 5 years old, and I love to compete and play quarterback and be involved in the team atmosphere. And I love every aspect of what makes the game of football so great that fans and players and coaches all love.
Hmm.
And also, I think they got other things that I love and interested in. I spent a lot of time in the library studying aerospace engineering, so I definitely love aviation and have enjoyed the opportunities I've gotten off the field due to that interest. And at the end of the day, I got a lot of passions, but for me, um, the first thing of great priority right now is football and my career and being the
Hmm.
best teammate and player that I can be for the Patriots. So I'm enjoying this journey. I've enjoyed every step of the way, and I've been blessed to have a lot of cool experiences as well off the field because of my other interests. And we're just taking this thing one day at a time, that's for sure.
Josh, going back to your studying days over in Tennessee, what stood out to you the most about your playing career for the Vols and has kind of stuck with you today?
Yeah, I think just playing at the University of Tennessee, was much more than I could have ever have expected, honestly, from my football career. My parents didn't play sports growing up, but I grew up in Atlanta, which is like obviously SEC mecca of sport, and so I grew up watching all the big games. Tennessee versus Florida, Tennessee versus Georgia, and obviously the biggest one of them all coming up this weekend, Tennessee versus Alabama. And when I stepped on campus at Knoxville, I walked into Neyland Stadium. I walked around campus and felt the energy of
Hmm.
what it's like to be a Tennessee Volunteer. I knew that I wanted to go to school there, and I wanted to be the best player that I possibly could every single day. And so, stepping on that campus, being a part of those great rivalries and those great games, and having success really has propelled me into my professional career, both in the NFL and off the field in my endeavors that I get into.
You teed that up perfectly. Talk a little bit about that third Saturday in October and just how big this is for the fan base, for the guys that wear that orange, and for what this rivalry has become, especially here lately when Tennessee has won some and Bama's won some.
Yeah, I think it's the best rivalry of them all. Everything really kind of culminates to the third Saturday in October. Both teams are playing their best. They've had a chance to knock the rust off. Usually, both teams have had their bye week, so they feel rested and ready to go. And it really captures what we all love about SEC football. It's the best on the best, prime time on Saturday. I think that's why it's so cool what Dr. Pepper is doing, being a part of this game and really emphasizing that fan experience is because as us Vols love to do, we love to talk about our Vols and wear our orange. And it goes the same with that team down there in Tuscaloosa. So being able to bridge the gap between Tuscaloosa and Knoxville, being able to provide that fan portal will be a extremely unique touch on what I think is the greatest rivalry in college football.
Absolutely. Let's talk a little bit more about your partnership there with Dr. Pepper and being able to provide this really great moment there for those fans.
Yeah, I think, as I said, it's very unique. The fan portal, it's going to be really cool to have two live streams going, one in Knoxville and one in Tuscaloosa, one literally right next to the stadium down in Tuscaloosa, and one at one of my favorite spots during my time as a student on campus in Knoxville at Cool Beans. And just allowing the fans to be themselves, show their school spirit, maybe talk a little smack before the game, get some predictions going. But the live stream, I think like that aspect of it is what's extremely unique and a great touch on this great rivalry. And I'll be sure to make sure our fans are well represented and showing those guys down in Tuscaloosa what Tennessee Volunteer football is all about.
Absolutely. Final thing are there any like in-house bets there between your teammates in different locker rooms between Alabama and Tennessee players and just how deep does that rivalry go as soon as they go to the pros?
There always is, we try to keep it friendly.
For sure.
You don't see me in crimson much. So there's some jersey wagers that go on. But I always say I got plenty of Josh Dobbs jerseys to be rocked on Monday. So whoever wants to wager, I'll definitely have them on deck because I think the good guys are going to go down to Tuscaloosa. It's going to be a hard-fought game. They're still really good. We're really good. I think there'll be a lot of points scored on Saturday. But I think the team in orange comes out victorious, and I'll definitely be rocking my orange on Saturday and cheering them on.
Absolutely.
Josh, real quick before we let you go, I'm sure you are so busy with watching film and everything. What have you made so far of the Vols quarterback and Joey Aguilar?
He's talented. Like coming into the season, I know the Syracuse game was a big one that everyone had circled to see, and a lot was made out of it between the college football trade between UCLA quarterback for quarterback. But I've been really impressed. Like he's come in to the SEC environment. I know he's played a ton of football up until this point, but he's been making plays. And I think what's been even more impressive, like we started games fast and he's been throwing the ball extremely well, but late in games, he's making plays. Like I know the Georgia game came down to the last play of the game, but he was making plays throwing the football on the road at Mississippi State with the cowbells going crazy. He's making plays into overtime. And so we're definitely going to need that magic on Saturday in Tuscaloosa, but I've been extremely impressed. I know all of Vol Nation, everyone's huge Joey Aguilar fans. They've been rocking his jerseys all across campus. Vol Twitter goes crazy every single Saturday for Joey. So as a former player, it's really good to see his success, and all of our hopes, dreams, and aspirations are in his hands this Saturday as we go to Tuscaloosa. So we'll be cheering him on from afar and hoping for a good game from the kid.
Yeah, you know it as well as anybody. Being QB1 there for the Vols is a different life altogether. Josh, thank you so much for your time, and thank you to Dr. Pepper as well for providing such a great fan portal there for all the fans enjoying the third Saturday in October.
No doubt. Appreciate y'all. Go Vols.